Giving feedback is difficult, it is intimidating. A lot of people avoid it, and some people, when they give feedback, it's in the wrong way. Let's talk about common mistakes a lot of people do. I used to do them as well, whether it's in the workplace, with friends, or with loved ones. It's common mistakes, and I think we can avoid them even though they're difficult. Mistake number one, it is person-oriented instead of task-oriented. What do I mean by that? Usually when we give feedback to people, we're angry, we're emotional, we focus on the person, who they are as a person. You're always like that. You never do this. You're not romantic. You're never on time. They take it as an insult because we are talking about them as a human being. Instead, you want to focus on what they did or said, which is a totally different thing. Mistake number two is they use shame and blame. They focus on questions like, why did you do that? When somebody asks me, why do you do that? You're automatically going to defend that. Or they try to shame them with, you never do this, you never do that. And when the person feels that they are being blamed, when they feel shame, when they feel attacked, they're going to defend themselves. So you don't want to shame or blame anybody. Number three is they're not able to focus on a specific behavior. Rather, they just give general feedback, and at the end, they're not able to focus on that certain behavior. So you want to be specific with your feedback. If you're going to give feedback to somebody, when you say you're always late, they're going to find a time when they were on time. So you want to say, today you came late. Yesterday you were 5 minutes late and it made me frustrated. On Wednesday you were 10 minutes late instead of you're always late. Another mistake is they're too aggressive. Usually they start feedback with, you did this. It's too you focused. Now you can tell what the person did, but an advice is to start with what you think, your perspective. So start with I think, I saw, my perspective is, before you introduce you. This is very important, and I've made this mistake many times where I just say, stop doing this, you did this, don't do it again. And I think, hey, I'm confident, I'm direct, but the other person is not changing. So what does that help? So you wanna focus on what you think and then apply it to them. This is what you did after I've told them what I think. Another mistake I see, even amongst leaders, is that people avoid feedback. People avoid giving feedback. They're either afraid, they hesitate, they are uncomfortable, and it's a huge mistake because if you don't give feedback, people are not gonna change. They're gonna walk over you. You're not gonna get what you want. And sometimes maybe they don't know what you want, so you have to give them feedback. And this is very common. People are afraid. They don't give feedback sometimes. And if they give, it's not specific. They don't tell you what they want. They try to be nice. No, tell people what you want. Another mistake I see, this is very common, and I've made this mistake too, is when they give feedback, they don't listen to what the other person has to say. They assume that the other person should just accept my feedback. This is not reality. I mean, people have their perspectives. Sometimes people are difficult. They're gonna tell you what they think. So be careful when you give feedback. Try to see their perspective. Try to be an active listener. But you have to listen to their perspective as well. You don't have to agree with it. You just have to understand it before you move on. What if I am mistaken? What if they have a reason for their behavior? And this leads to my next mistake, which is don't give feedback when you're emotional. Don't give feedback when they are emotional. So pick the right timing. This mistake is huge, where people just pick the wrong timing, and I've done it over and over again. And usually with loved ones, it's very difficult. So just focus on the right timing. Now, the right timing is also important because you shouldn't wait too long to give feedback. One time my boss gave me feedback after 1 year. He was just quiet for 1 year. I noticed something was odd, And then after a year, he told me what I did. Now that is not good. And sometimes we tell people immediately what we think. Maybe we should have just taken a pause, taken a deep breath, and analyze the situation. Maybe the other person is busy, emotional, angry. They're not going to be receptive. So you want to make sure when you're giving feedback, it's the right timing.